Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Stuff I Heard podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Peak, and we have a hurricane that's actually, hanging out of the coast here of South Carolina. It's not really a hurricane, but it is a hurricane. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where they know it's coming, but they don't know it's coming. Kind of like that weird comet type thing, the A1 Atlas or whatever the hell they're calling it, A1 slash Atlas. I think that's what they're calling it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, hurricanes out on off the coast. Some craziness happening. You got this Humberto, whatever you want to call it, and the other one I'm going to call it Irene. I don't remember the name of it. This is the Stuff I Heard podcast. Imelda, Imelda. I don't know that it's really going to become a hurricane. They say it's going to be like a category one. So here's the thing. Here in South Carolina and in the Carolinas, we're constantly looking at hurricanes as that thing that might come. And it's sort of like, I don't know, it's kind of like having a village where you know that there's a bear in the woods and the bear might come to your village and eat everyone. But you know it's out there. You can sometimes hear it, and like you've put traps out. So if it runs across certain things, maybe it sets off bells, and you're like, "Oh, the bear's coming!" But you're like, "Is it going to be a grizzly bear? Is it going to be a black bear? Is it going to be a, what kind of bear is it?" Because I mean, if it's a black bear, you can probably scare it off. Rah, go away, and then it just goes away. That'd be like a category one hurricane. It may leave a path of destruction a little bit, but not much. Just a bit of water everywhere, mainly from everyone peeing themselves. Um, then you got the grizzly bear, which to me is like a category five. That's the one you don't want. The category five is the one where basically, just imagine God puts his hand down on the coast and goes, you know what? All these people gone, just gone. Buildings, people, everything. It just picks up everything and throws it at everything else. And a lot like Hurricane Katrina, it's the water damage that does the most because it picks up things and crashes it into other things. And of course, people are the squishiest of all those things that are in the middle of all that. So basically, it's just destructive. We are here in Florence, South Carolina, which is about 75 miles from the coast. Let's just say, for ballpark figures, 100 miles. Okay. We're also 100 miles above sea level, which what that, or 100 feet above sea level, which what that means is if there is a huge storm surge, like with a category five, Florence becomes, how do I put this, coastal. And everything in between gets moved back and forth between there and here. Um, Category five to me is always the scary thing. It's the grizzly bear of the scenario. It's the maybe we should leave town because I know we're 100 miles away, but also category fives don't care. It's just going to obliterate everything that it touches. And I think that the people in Tennessee can attest to the fact that, hey, sometimes a hurricane can really mess up your area, no matter how far away you are. Um, it brings with it lots of destruction because you have wind, and the wind can sometimes stir up tornadoes in different directions. But you also have an influx of a lot of water. So it picks up water and dumps water everywhere where it's at. And of course, if that ever comes this way, we are screwed. Uh, we know that, and we live here, and yet it's the thing that we go, yeah, I know there's a bear in the woods, but that's fine. We'll know about it plenty of time. And a hurricane is like that. I've often joked that a hurricane is the perfect natural disaster for Southerners because we can just take our time. It's like, hey man, in like a week or so, there might be some bad stuff coming your way. You're like, it's fine. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing. Hey man, in like a couple days, it could be here. And you're like, it's fine. We're okay. We're not panicking yet. And I mean, we're at the point now where it's like, hey, maybe tomorrow it could be here. You're like, yeah, we'll just see what happens. I mean, literally, it's that thing where you go, I don't think it's going to come this way. And oftentimes it doesn't. Or if it does, it weakens. We do have a system of weather that constantly pushes it, going from west to east because of the jet stream and because of the way weather works around the globe, because the globe is spinning. And of course, that weather always comes from west to east for us, where it's pushing nonstop against it. Now, we had a scenario coming up this weekend where potentially you have two hurricanes off the coast, one of them being way out by Bermuda, a couple hundred miles away. And then you got the Imelda, Humberto's over there by Bermuda, and they got up to a category 5. But then you got Imelda, who is not really a tropical storm yet, but kind of is going to be one today. And then is going to supposedly get to a category 1, which to me is just like 30-mile-an-hour winds and a bunch of rain. It just picks up a lot of the ocean and dumps it on land. Um, but again, a lot of those coastal areas are used to that. And the water, while it's an inconvenience for a little while and the wind's an inconvenience, at a category 1, you're like, all right, just don't go near the water. You guys just stay back. And maybe we wait a little while before we venture out into public. Um, if you have a lot of, weak trees, you want to stay away from that kind of stuff. But, it always fascinates me whenever the Weather Channel tries to make it look way worse than it is. And they'll send these junior wannabe Jim Cantori people to the coast, and they'll say some crazy stuff like looking at live oaks, going, "These will get a lot of damage." And I'm like, "Those things have been around a couple hundred years. I think they're going to be okay." But still, what if it turns into a grizzly bear, right? What if that category 1 gets absorbed by Umberto? And I don't know, let's just say the wind dies down. Well, then you're talking about a huge, powerful hurricane that suddenly goes, "Hey, look, let's go towards the Carolinas." And that's when we're panicking. That's when we're like, it's too late. We got to run. You know what I mean? And oftentimes that's what happens. A lot of people at the coast, they tend to wait it out. They tend to go, it'll be fine. All the forecasters are like, it should go this way. And they use the word should a lot. We think that it's going to go this way. Our models show that it should go this way. And again, a lot of it is because they can't say for certain because it's the weather. You know what I mean? The weather just happens to do whatever the weather's going to do. So, yeah, we're all keeping an eye on it. Hurricane season is the time where the Weather Channel gets the most views. And yeah, they're making money right now because people are clicking on it. Now, here's the thing I've noticed is if you go to the Weather Channel, you're going to watch 10 minutes of commercials for 3 minutes worth of for information. It's just a bunch of commercials. I mean, I know that they are a independent thing and they're trying to make money and they make money by having commercials, but come on. Like you would think they would have some way of like minimizing the content on the corner and then having commercials play on the middle part, especially when it's something like this. But again, it's that slow moving. I don't know if it's a black bear or grizzly bear scenario. Is it a 1? Is it a 5? Is it something in between? Is it going to cause this weird? They called it a Japanese name that starts with an F, Fujiyama, whatever. I don't know what they called it. Fibonacci hurricane. I don't know. Where 2 hurricanes join and become 1. There's a special name for it. I don't know what they called it. Fukuyama, not Fukuyama. That's a place. So is the other one, and one is a sequence. But anyway, whatever. So yeah, check it out. Look at what's going on with the weather for you, and just see what's coming. Because just like me, I don't know. This is the Stuff I Heard podcast, not the Stuff I Know podcast. That's a different one. Those guys are great. I bet they have like charts and scientists and experts that can give you like subtitle things. I'm the guy you talk to where you're like, man, I think this is gonna be aliens, man. What about aliens? You know what I mean? I'm that guy. So anyway, um we have a new iPhone coming out. In the midst of all this, yes, there is a new iPhone coming out, the iPhone 17. And I've been an iPhone person since 2007. Yes, I'm one of those people. I'm old now, and so I don't see myself switching to Android, even though iPhone continuously tries to make it so that I want to because they keep making it harder and harder to use my phone. Um, they came out with a new iOS system recently, iOS 26. I downloaded it onto my phone and onto my computer. When I did it on my iMac, I saw no change whatsoever. So far, nothing is different. Supposedly, it just works better with the other stuff once I've downloaded it. They just had a recent update, and the iOS system got something called the Tahoe package, which, I mean, are we just coming up with names now just out of the blue? I mean, they had stuff like the cheetah, the leopard, and now it's the Tahoe. I mean, I get it. We're trying to fit a family of 8 into a operating system and whatever. Names are names. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. Um, but I downloaded it on my phone, and the download took a long time. It took like an hour to download this thing on my phone. Maybe not an hour. It just felt like an hour. Anyway, we are dependent on our phones now. A couple of features that I've noticed when I tap the screen now, the time is like slow to appear, and it does it. It's supposed to look like artistic, and they say like liquid. What's the term? Liquid 3D spatial scenes. That's some weird terminology, right? But it just takes a while to like appear for the first time, which, okay, whatever. And you can kind of see through the numbers, they're a little bit translucent. My camera automatically had a different logo. And when I tapped on my camera, now there's not a lot of difference. It's just the first time I turned it on, it looked different. And I'm sure when you use it, it is going to do something different because supposedly a lot of your updates has to do with the camera. I haven't found any yet, but that's what it says. On my notes, we do use notes. I know a lot of people don't use notes, but we use notes. My wife and I do. And we have I know this is kind of like an inside thing, but we have a grocery list that we share so that as the week progresses, we can share information about what we need to get on our grocery list. We used to do it on paper and like leave it on the counter, but then sometimes it would get lost or something would spill on it, or we would accidentally throw it away. And they're like, where's the grocery list? Or I might be at the grocery store and she thinks of something while I'm there. And then she's like, oh, I added this on. And I was like, I didn't see it. Um, the grocery list on the Notes app has worked kind of good and bad over the years we've used it. For a while, it was pretty active where if she was home typing in something and I was at the store shopping, like, it would show me on the notes, hey, listen, I need this, and can you put it on this? Can you make sure to grab this? And then it went for, I don't know, a few years where it didn't do that at all. And we constantly were like yelling at our phones and yelling at each other, going, I didn't get it. What do you mean you didn't get it? I had it like 2 days ago. And it was just one of those things. Well, they've seemed to have figured some of that out because now with the new download, there's a feature where if you have your notes open and you're typing something, up in the top right screen, it's got a little check mark that you can hit. And when you hit that check mark, it updates everybody's that's on your app, and you can share the notes app between you and other people. Let's just say you and your friends were booking a vacation and you had plans. You could invite other people to share that note. And that way, as you get to do things on that note, it's sort of like operating on the cloud at that point. But yeah, as you do changes to that note or add on or subtract from that note, when you're done, you hit that little check mark and then it supposedly updates everybody's, which I think is a huge advantage. Now, yeah, if I look online and I say, what is the new changes for the new iOS 26, and it says it introduces some kind of Apple intelligence that's supposed to have something to do with live translation, personalized Genmoji image creation. Supposedly, you can say keywords and have it create an image. I don't know. I haven't done that. Um, I do hope that there is a thing that works kind of like Chat GPT at some point where I've been using it lately to help create images where I'll put in an image of something and then I'll say, can you make this but with this? And then it makes the thing. I'm hoping that Apple does that at some point. That way I'm not having to continually use Chat GPT because it is limited in the fact that you can only do that so many times before it wants you to pay money. Um, and then it's like a 24-hour reset. So, like, Apple, come on, I'm giving you money all the time. You need to have this as a thing that just automatically does it. Plus, I mean, Google, come on. Google is like supposed to be the top of everything and, all intrusive. Let's just get up to speed on the AI thing for that. Okay. Major features with Apple Intelligence, with the iPhone 15 Pro or newer. Okay, maybe that's why mine isn't doing everything because I have a 13 Pro. It says live translation automatically translates spoken and texted communication in real time during calls, FaceTime, and messages. That's kind of neat. Personalized Gemoji. Create custom emojis by combining existing ones using text descriptions. Image Playground. Enhance or generate new images with AI, including styles inspired by ChatGPT and personalized photos. Hey, there you go. That's exactly what I was talking about. Visual intelligence uses the camera to find information on your screen, search for products and or events to add to your calendar. So kind of like Google Lens built into the iPhone thing. Okay, well, that's cool. Other iOS 26 features. Lock screen enhancement, 3D special scenes, photos of your lock screen gain a dynamic 3D effect when you tilt your phone. Okay, sure, that could be a thing for some people. Adaptive time, the time display adjustment dynamically to keep the subject of your lock screen photo in view. Okay, maybe that's why my little um, time thing like appears slowly because it does now. Now I look at it, does have the scene in the background, which of course for me is a picture of me and my wife in Hawaii. Isn't that great? Oh, it's a good memory. Um, Communication tools, call screening, an opt out feature to filter out calls and text from unknown sources. Well, yeah, I mean, I already had that, but okay, that's maybe that'll make that better. Hold assist automatically holds calls until a live agent is available. That's neat. Enhanced boarding passes. Get more timely information about flights and airlines in the Apple Wallet. Okay, that needed to be done. We have noticed recently in traveling that if we have a boarding pass in our wallet, and let's just say that a gate gets changed, it doesn't change in the wallet. Like if you're looking at your boarding pass, it doesn't change there. This may be the update that's actually going to make that better. So yeah, if you're using this and you've seen some success or problems with it, let me know because I'm kind of curious. We do have a flight coming up, so I guess I'll be testing this as we take our flight. But yeah, order tracking, the Apple Intelligence. This is a beta. Apple Intelligence to find and track orders from merchants and the carrier in the Wallet app. Huh, interesting. I've kind of already had that because I've downloaded the FedEx and the UPS app, and I have them tied into either Google or Yahoo Mail. And I've noticed recently that I have a live tracking update. Like when I go to open them, it has it automatically tagged on those, which is really convenient, especially if I have a shipper that says they ship something, but it's not showing in the FedEx or UPS. Then I go, okay, well, this isn't real. They haven't, no one's actually picked it up yet. Once it's picked up from FedEx or UPS, their system is active enough where it actually shows you that update, which is kind of cool. Again, this is the stuff I heard podcast, so I'm telling you the stuff I know and or think I know. I could be wrong. I'm just telling you this is what I think. And it says Apple Pay enhancements, access installment financing options directly through your bank or card for store purchases. Okay. Why? Why are we doing that? Why are we having financing through Apple Pay? I mean, come on. It's just like, let's get more in debt. Here's an easier way to get in debt. I mean, come on, seriously. Anyway, those are the top things that are listed on the when I Google it. That's what it says. So hopefully that'll help you. Yeah. So there's that. All right, let's talk about stuff I heard as far as stuff I've seen because I've seen some stuff. I've been places, man. I know things. I am watching Peacemaker, the most recent season. Um, Peacemaker is John Cena. It's a DC comic. It's very vulgar, but it's interesting. It's an interesting idea for a show. It's kind of like what if the superhero was kind of a loser? I mean, I love John Cena. I think John Cena's incredibly hilarious and quite an athlete. And I think his acting is actually really great. He does a lot of character roles that are over the top, and he is selling it. Like he plays these characters so well that if he wasn't this buff dude, like you would be like, God, this guy's a great actor. But because he's so buff, you're like, man, John Cena can act. I mean, it's just one of the thoughts that I have when I'm watching him. But Peacemaker is a DC comic character. He wears helmets, and each helmet has a different superpower. He's supposed to be a superhero with his own set of whatever, but the powers in the helmets. And this season, he accidentally unlocks a door portal that goes to other worlds where he exists. A different version of him exists, and so again, we're back to that, you know, multiverse kind of mentality. And anyway, this season's better than the others so far. I'm enjoying it. But yeah, it's Peacemaker. It's on HBO or whatever you call it now, HBO Max, or are we just do we not call it HBO anymore? Do we just say Max? I don't know. This is some wild stuff. I heard they were doing away with it and it was only like on a Max, and now they're calling it HBO Max again. Some weird contract stuff, I'm sure. Um, I did watch The Bear, the most recent season of The Bear that was on FX. The Bear is available on Hulu if you have Hulu. You can also watch it online if you can find it that way. Um, the Bear is the, I don't know if anybody's seen the commercials now, or in passing, context, people say yes, chef a lot. This is from the show The Bear. Jeremy Allen White is the main character. Lots of characters have won Emmys and Golden Globes, and the writing has won awards. The whole show has won awards. But it's basically what it's like being a chef in a kitchen, trying to also deal with the fact that his brother had passed away due to suicide, and um, there's weird family ties because it's Chicago with the mafia, and there's a lot of craziness going on. There's a family is a crazy dynamic. Jamie Lee Curtis plays an outstanding character as his mom, um, who is also dealing with the fact that her husband has passed away, her son has passed away, and she was a heavy alcoholic in the show. And you know, I tell everybody it's a show about what it's really like inside of kitchens, but it's also a show about addiction and like living with people who are addicts. And sometimes the addict isn't the addict that does the drugs or alcohol. Sometimes the addict is the person who can't stop whatever it is. Whatever addictive behavior it is, just think about, how it affects everybody else around them and how frustrating it is for everybody around them. And to me, the show is more about addiction than it is about food. I mean, the food is a big part of it. The kitchen is a big part of it. The characters are all in a way sort of just trying to figure out their life, and the writing and the acting and the cinematography and even the music is so good that you forget about everything else and you're just involved in these characters. And I know that Jeremy Allen White is primarily known for his role in Shameless as being Lip. um and he looks like a young Gene Wilder, but like his character in this is just like in the silence is the good parts. I know this is weird, but I call it to me it's the Tom Hanks effect. Tom Hanks is a good actor, but not because of the things he says or does, but because of the quiet moments where you basically feel like you are that character. You've had moments in your life where you tend to see yourself as that character. You know, in Castaway, when he's on the island and he's by himself, and he says very little for a long time because he's by himself. And still, he starts talking to a volleyball he calls Wilson. He is such a good actor that in those moments, you actually start to feel for Wilson when Wilson gets lost at the end. And you're like, oh no, he lost Wilson. And you're like, wait, it's a volleyball. What's going on? Like, to me, Jeremy Allen White is that level of actor. Um, his moments of silence, you can see the wheels spinning in his head, and you can almost think the thoughts that he's having as he's dealing with the issues that are going on. And sometimes the issues are craziness. Sometimes the issues are just the noise inside his own head. And as a person who also has noises inside his own head, I really connect to this character and to him, um, because none of us really have any of the answers. The people who say they are, I automatically don't trust, because how can anyone have all the answers? Because none of us really know anything. We're all trying to figure this out. And if someone says, "Oh, I know everything. I have the answers," and if they ever say the words "trust me," I go, "I don't trust you." It's just a knee jerk reaction. But also, my first thought is, who told you to say this? Like, who are you parroting when you say that? Oh, I got the answers. Okay, well, from what? From what? Like, if it's something medical, and my mom's like, "Hey, listen, this is what you should do," well, okay, she's probably right. It's medicine. She studied medicine and she understands, healthcare and that sort of thing. Um, but if it's my buddy going, "Hey, I think this," I'm okay. I don't, whatever, dude. Could be something you heard on a podcast. Could be something that you heard from me. I don't know. This is stuff I heard. I talk about things I hear all the time. But you know, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Go watch The Bear. It's great. It is really great. It is some of the best drama television that's out there. Um, it's not all super heavy either. There are moments that are very funny. There's a movie coming out called The Boot or called Boot. Yeah, take the out. It's just Boot. It's about boot camp for the Marine Corps, and it's set in the '90s, which was primarily the time that I was in boot camp. I went to boot camp in December of '94, and my first Sunday on Paris Island was Christmas Sunday. And I watched a preview of this recently because a friend of mine who was in the Marine Corps sent it to me, and he was like, "Check this out." And I was like, "Oh, buddy, talking about kicking me right in the heart, man. That takes me back because a lot of it looks really familiar to what I did. I will be watching it, but yeah, it is one of those things that yeah, just catches my attention. And so I don't even know where I was going with this. So there you go. ADD. How about that? Squirrel. I'm going to wrap this up. We are expecting to have some family come visit us today from out of town, and I'm looking forward to seeing them. I got to hang out with the grandbaby this weekend. That was fun. And got to ride the Jeep, even though the weather is really questionable. I tempted fate and drove out in the Jeep and with the top off and the doors off. And I don't want to put the top and doors on again. I'm going to have to soon because it's going to get cold weather. But right now, I'm still enjoying it while I can. So, anyway, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Go watch The Bear. I think you're going to enjoy it. There are 3 or 4 seasons now. I think it's 3. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing the next thing. So, Alien Earth ended. I'm also watching Gen V. If anybody else is watching Gen V season 2, um, Gen V is by the same people who did The Boys. It is the superhero people that have superpowers, but they're not exactly good people. They're in Gen V. They're all kids. Um, I'm guessing high school, college, probably college. We'll say college age. They're not superheroes yet. They're hoping to work for the people who are superheroes, but they're in college, so they're doing college stuff, and they have superpowers. And there's a whole storyline behind it, and it's crude, it's vulgar, it's everything um, that you would think would happen if anybody had superpowers. That's basically the whole premise. Is like they were given this serum called V, and they gave them all superpowers, and not all of them are great people. So yeah, there's that. But I'm watching it. If anybody else is watching it, let me know because I want to talk about it. All right, that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If the hurricane turns bad and you're anywhere near the coast, get out of there. Don't think I'm gonna knuckle it out. Okay, well, bye. If if it's a 1, like I get it. If it's a 1 to a 3, stick around. It's just going to be a lot of wind and water, but you'll be fine. If it turns to a 4 or 5, get out of there. Just get out of there. Run as fast as you can. So anyway, um, please remember to rate, review, subscribe, share this with your friends. If you want to be part of this, let me know. And as always, cue the cow.
Cue the cow. Moo, baby.